What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to the Sports Sidebar Podcast. You're tuning in with your boy Rich, and I'm here with my buddies Tom and JD, and we're about to get this thing started. Let's go. Oh yeah! So we back with another episode, brand new one for everybody. How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing good, Rich. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Enjoying these little last days of summer. NBA season's over. Looking forward to some football kicking back in action. So
It was quick, didn't it?
yeah, man. I mean, this year's it's going by quick. I mean, it seems like we were in the long COVID year for a while, and all of a sudden now we're out. Now everything's going back quickly, but we might be in another shutdown soon. So
Let's enjoy it while we can.
yeah, I mean, let's get right into it. Your boy Aaron Rodgers, man. I thought he was gonna fight the distance, man. You know, stick to his guns, but it looked like he's back in training camp.
Yeah, I think today he aired out a lot of his issues over the past months and maybe even years. It sounded like he's not happy with the way that they've dealt with some of their players in the past. He specifically brought up Jordy Nelson and Charles Woodson, kind of being let go, even though in Jordy's case, he said he would have taken a pay cut to stay in Green Bay. And for Charles Woodson, I mean, he went to the Raiders and he still had, pretty solid career after that. So I think, so the way they treated the players, I think on the way out, he just wanted to be kind of, he said he didn't want to be, they don't need to ask him, but he just wanted to kind of be involved with some of the free agents that they're going after or the, people that they're drafting, right? I mean, he just wanted to be kind of consulted and because he had some insights on draft players that he apparently gave to the organization. They kind of, poo-pooed that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know, and then he says it's not about the money but then also says maybe it was about the money at one point. So it's, I think he's got a lot going on. And I think that, coming back on this more of like a 1-year type deal allows both sides to kind of exit cleanly at the end of this year if that's the way they want to go.
Yeah, but I also think they have it set up where they still have his rights. So they will still trade him, but they'll just get something in return so he doesn't walk away, for free.
Right.
Then I mean, they also got Randall Cobb is coming back, so I mean that'll be a decent addition to the offense. So
sounded like it was that was a request from Rodgers to get him back in.
Yeah, I mean that's going to give him some weapons now. So I mean, still not the best, but I mean when you got the best receiver in the game, according to Madden, it's still going to help him in the long run. So
yep, yeah.
Sean's back in play now. Seems like the Texans are asking for your firstborn and then some. So I don't know. I don't know how long that's going to last, but it's interesting that he showed up to camp too. So I mean, it's going to cause a distraction. Being that they drafted a quarterback and then they also signed Teron Taylor. So
yeah, I mean, it already seems like from day one he clearly doesn't want to be there. But also I think, which is kind of maybe a different from the past, it seems like these guys don't really want to hold out. They don't want to get fined. I think Deshaun came to training camp, but like I said, clearly doesn't seem like he wants to be there. He took off his jersey when he got paired up with the rest of the QBs there, and then I mean everyone knows the story behind it. So
yeah, but I also think it's gonna be interesting to see the verdict of that case, because even if if he comes back not guilty, so to say, I wonder if the NFL is still gonna suspend him from games. I think that a lot of people are still waiting on that decision to see what goes on with that.
Yeah, that's a good one, because that, I mean, obviously will drive the price a little lower. I'm not knowing what the future kind of holds with him, but I think that if you look in the long term, it may be a good trade for a handful of teams still, even if he sits out 6 or 8 games this year.
Yeah, but I wonder what team is really going to give up 5 or combo, I guess, like a 5 top picks and valuable players. I mean, I know Miami can do it. I'm not sure what other teams would be willing to do that.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, maybe the Giants could do it. I mean, they gave up Daniel Jones. They got 2 first-round picks this year for next year coming, and then maybe a defensive player and another receiver.
Yeah, I think if they go, I think any team that really wants him will give up enough for it.
Oh yeah, but I don't want the Giants to give up those picks because
Yeah.
those would be some great picks come next year, especially on the defensive side of the ball. And I don't want to miss out on this on that defense,
Yeah.
helping improve that defense, being
Yep.
the division, being how our division is looking now, or let alone if we need to replace Daniel Jones. And then another guy wants out, your boy Chandler Jones, said, I don't care if JJ Watt is here, I'm out of here. That was interesting. I wonder where that came from.
Yeah, that one I didn't really see coming. I felt like that was a weird one, or one out of left field.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe they trying to change up the defensive scheme. He's not with it, or I don't know what's going on. But I mean, I think he's gonna pay like 15, 16 this year. That would be a great pickup on the defensive side of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't mind the Giants going after him. I just hope the Chiefs don't, or one of those teams that somehow gets them that's going to be a top playoff contender.
Yeah.
As long as we don't have to see him in the NFC, I'll be good.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Chiefs try to make a run at it with Frank Clark and his issues, and I just feel like they go after those kind of trades, like them in Seattle like to go after those kind of trades.
Yeah, or Baltimore. That'd be I feel like Baltimore's loaded on defense, but
yeah, I mean they lost some talent, but yeah, they're still pretty loaded.
But I mean, we're just gonna have to wait and see. Howard wants out too, but I think Miami's still trying to reconcile that situation and keep him. I'm not sure what the discrepancy was with him, wanting to be out. So
with Howard. Yeah. So it sounded like it was really a contract thing, right? So he signed a deal after his rookie deal was up, and it was a team friendly deal, and they were okay with it, and he's kind of outperformed the deal, and he went to them. Him and his agent went to the Dolphins. Were like, hey, look, how about we move some money around? Make more guaranteed money basically for the next 2 years. I kind of I've overperformed Steele. I'm not asking he wasn't asking for more money. He just wanted it to be guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
And the Dolphins basically said, go F yourself. So he's like, what the hell? Like, I don't blame him. I mean,
yeah.
He just wants to be in Miami and wanted to just, ensure himself that he's going to be there. Right. And I don't know. I don't know what the Dolphins are doing on that one. I know it's and apparently from what he said, it would have been more cap friendly if he did it. They did what the agent and him wanted, but who knows? How those conversations go.
Yeah, I mean that's interesting because he's one of the top corners in the league, and I'm sure they got a ton of cap room because they just been stocking up draft picks, so they got a lot of people on rookie deals. So
mm-hmm.
I wonder if it was a locker room issue or maybe something with the coach that they weren't on the same page, or somebody in that building
it seemed like it was. Yeah, it seemed like it was straight up just general manager.
Yeah, I wonder what it was. I'm sure it was some kind of interaction between him and somebody there that rubbed him the wrong way.
Yeah.
And then we got fantasy football get ready to sneak up on us. You ready for it, man?
Yeah, always ready. Yeah, it's already lining up to be a funky year again. With I'm sure we're gonna have some COVID issues again and things like that. So yeah, I mean, ready to go like always. You got to go in with your strategy and stick to it, right? So.
Oh yeah. If the one we did was it did we pick the orders or was it random?
It was random.
Oh man.
Oh no, did we pick it? It was random. I forget.
I want to stay towards that back end of the draft.
Yeah, that's a good spot to be.
I mean, on to the NBA. Not too much to cover. I mean, we got the NBA draft tomorrow. It's gonna be an interesting one. A lot of teams in trade talks. I wonder who's gonna pull the trigger before the trade or during the trade. What's a hot? Give me a hot take. That's something you want to see during the draft or something unexpected.
Hot take. I think that it seems like pretty much the consensus on picks. At least the lottery picks. Like we talked about. Ours was very similar to some of the other ones that are coming out now. But I think for a hot take, how about a big trade somewhere? Right.
Yeah,
those are always the good ones.
Yeah, I'm thinking Golden State or I'm trying to think who else.
Orlando.
I don't know about Orlando. I don't think they'll. I just can't see them. I think they stay put because a lot of players don't really want to go to Orlando. I don't.
True.
Or maybe they trade up for nah. I would say maybe they trade for Ben Simmons. They send those picks for Ben Simmons, but I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if seeing Ben Simmons get traded. I hear
Yeah.
76 are in trade talks now, so I wonder if a deal is going to include like some of these draft picks where the trades have to be done before tomorrow.
Hmm.
I feel like Golden State is going to run out like a bandit somehow, either through a big trade or somebody's going to slip and they're just going to pick them up.
They're like the Chiefs for you in the NFL. Like stuff just falls to them.
Yeah, it was just some reason, but like they got the Minnesota pick, and then Minnesota was the top pick, and then now this year they got 2 draft picks in
Hmm.
the lottery. But I feel like they're gonna if they hold on to the picks, they're gonna get some decent talent in that draft
Yeah.
because they're saying this might be the best draft class since the LeBron draft because they're saying
Hmm.
like the top 5 picks, either any of them would have went #1 in like previous drafts, and the fact that
Jalen Green.
yeah, Jalen Green. I hear he's quite the specimen, so to say. I think it's going to change a lot of players that want to go to the G League straight instead of going to college.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, we'll see. I mean,
I don't
hopefully
know
next
though.
year.
It may be different with the new NIL, right? I mean, now these guys can make money and be in college. I
Oh
think
yeah, but
I
I
think
mean, if you think about it, you could be in the G League and still get paid from
yeah,
endorsements.
yeah, true. But I think that was always like that was the knock. These guys wanted to play professional basketball and get paid to do it rather than go to college.
Hmm.
So now it being having the opportunity to make money and still playing college is an interesting one.
I think the NLI is the NCAA's answer to the NBA G League.
Yeah.
And then now we're gonna have to see what the NBA does to try to top that, because being they still haven't got rid of the rule of the 1 year.
Yep.
So we're gonna have to wait and see. Hopefully, like I said, the Knicks get somebody move up with those picks or try to get a point guard. But we're gonna have to wait and see. And then there was the trade with Memphis and the Pelicans. I don't really like that trade for the Pelicans, but
Yeah, it seems like the Pelicans are trying to. I'm not really sure actually what they're trying to do. Maybe open up some cap space. They've had talks about trading Brandon Ingram. I don't know. Maybe it's clear everything out and let Zion build his own team. I don't know.
yeah, and then they gave up the 10th pick. So I mean, they swapped picks. I mean, that puts Memphis in a good position. I mean, Memphis has a good squad. I mean, the 3 of the starters like 22, 23.
Hmm.
So I mean, not to mention they'll get somebody good at that 10th pick. That could fit into that two or four 5 position. But they'll probably go in that guard position. There's not many. I don't think there'll be any 5s left because
Hmm.
I know Jackson plays the 4. So
Yeah, it was an interesting trade. It just seemed like it was just to clear some cap space. Bledsoe. I think his contract was almost unmovable, so that's probably why they had to give up the 10th pick for that.
yeah,
So yeah, I don't know. I feel like they obviously have the reasons for making that trade. You get back Valanciunas, who's a 17-10 guy,
hmm
but can kind of open up the floor a little more than Steven Adams can.
yeah.
Let Zion dominate down low.
Yeah, but I just don't understand their like team makeup. Like, are they building around Zion or are they building around Brandon Ingram or
It's hard to tell.
because I mean they definitely need a point guard. I don't know if Lonzo stays there or I think at that 10th pick they could have got a point guard. I don't know. Maybe they go after. I know you mentioned Lowry or somebody else out there. Maybe they
Hmm.
go after no the point guard.
Schroeder.
Yeah, Schroeder or Jackson from the Clippers. So those guys are
Hmm.
looking to get paydays.
Hmm.
They're trying to get like 100 million. So we'll see. USA basketball. They bounced back the other day, but
Yeah,
I'm
hope they
struggling.
could bounce back against Iran.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was what that outcome was what everyone was afraid of, right? They come into in the Olympics kind of, not really playing that great. Lost a couple guys for COVID. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it was, at least for me, wasn't that surprising. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I mean, I feel the same way. We talked about it before. A lot of teams are catching up. USA basketball is not what it used to be. A lot of the players are looking for calls that they shouldn't be looking for
Hmm.
instead of playing.
Yep.
But I mean, hopefully, those. Unfortunately, it looks like it took them a few games to adjust to how they're being played, etc. But I mean, it might be too late because they're gonna have to win out and to even try to get out of the group. So
Yeah, which I think they probably can, but that just wasn't the start that they needed.
yeah. So we're just gonna have to wait and see.
Yep.
If they can get out this group and play some other teams. But the fact that they took some losses still gonna hurt them though.
Yep.
Olympics are in full effect right now. USA is in third as far as like gold medals. They're probably in first as far as like actual medals. Between gold, silver, and bronze. I think Japan and China have the most gold over the U.S. How are you feeling about some of the games?
So I got to watch quite a bit of it over the weekend. Swimming's always exciting to watch. U.S. I feel like they usually do better in the swimming than they did.
Yeah.
Especially Katie Ledecky got she came in as like the big like almost like Michael Phelps 2008.
Mm-hmm.
She got beat in the I think it was 100-meter freestyle.
Yep.
Bounced back to win another gold medal. Obviously the talk so far has been about Simone Biles kind of packing up shop and leaving. And I don't know what your thoughts on it are, but this is it's the Olympics are tough. It's a grind. I mean, you don't get and I don't know what these athletes get compensated or get paid, but it's a ton of work. Basically, you start when you're real little, and it's nonstop all year round. And these coaches aren't easy on them.
Definitely not.
And I think that after kind of the year that everybody had, I just feel like people have more of a focus on kind of that mental health aspect and stuff that people have buried for so long because they felt like it was a weak spot or whatever. That now you see kind of more athletes kind of speaking up about it and saying not in the right headspace and got a ton of pressure on them and again even though it feels like Simone Biles has been around forever, she's 24. So
yeah.
I mean I don't blame her one bit for doing what she did.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting to see how they handle Olympic athletes going forward as far as getting them the right help to be in those mental, spaces. Because, some of these people, they have a lot of pressure riding on them. It's something, they've been practicing for their whole life. And it's not like you get like 4 quarters like in a basketball game to some of these events. I mean, it's one race or, one lap and you got to perform. So I'm sure there's a lot of, psyche, mental stuff going on. And, especially when people talk about them and the favorite, stuff like that.
Yep.
I like that. It's hot 93.7. Tell him why you mad. Why you mad, bro? I was thinking about that earlier. Why you mad, bro? Hey, why you mad, bro? So, like, why you mad, bro? Hey, Big Rich JD. Hey, long time, first time here.
Hey. Here he is.
Oh, snap.
Yes.
Good, buddy. How you doing?
I'm doing great. JD, Rich, I don't know if you know, but JD had just had his family down at my house for a few days. It was lovely.
Yeah, I heard you guys were out there lighting up L's and shooting rabbits and stuff.
I guess that's what you do down here. No, we had a great time. It was hot.
Do you guys get like a storm season or?
Yeah, it's just like the northern winter. It's just a little hotter, and the storms, yeah, they get pretty violent.
Somebody just stole your parking spot. Tell me how you feel.
I'm enraged. Actually, my boss did that to me once. I never let him live it down. Oh no, we were going to an after work sort of social hour. And a very busy parking lot in downtown Charlotte. And I've got this spot here in my 2007 Toyota Avalon, so clearly someone to be, just taking advantage of. And all of a sudden, I'm about to pull in. I got my blinker on, and the BMW just shoots in from, the other side, just snakes it. And, I drive by. I go find a spot, somewhere with the normals, and I get a good look at the guy. And it winds up being my new boss, like 3 weeks in. So yeah, I blew him up. In front of everyone. I say you're the kind of guy that takes someone's parking spot.
All right, Evan, tell me why you mad.
Well, I mean, personally, if you want to, keep things non-trivial, I'm dealing with the worst hemorrhoids of my life right now. So that's, I mean, that's spicy.
And what else is going on, man? What grinds your gears?
How about the price of wood?
There we go.
How about the supposed tree shortage that's out there? Have you heard about this?
Why is this supposed tree shortage?
Well, I mean, because there's plenty of them, and I think it's nonsense that they claim tree shortage, and they just do this because you can't prove any different. But this happened to me. Well, for one, every time I go to shop for a Christmas tree, by the way, there's a tree shortage, right? Oh yeah, real shortage of trees this year. Yeah, the 7 to 9 footers are just real short supply. It's a tactic. I don't understand how COVID drives a shortage of lumber. The prices are insane, and that's like the most outdoor individual job that exists. So how that was so significantly impacted just makes no sense to me. I guess people can leave something in the comments and explain to me why, but yeah, that really grinds my gears, man.
So what happened the last time you went to the store to get lumber?
Well, I mean, it's a bunch of garbage stock, and what's a 2x4 almost running $9. I think it's finally starting to come down. I mean, for the most part, people just stop doing projects, but yeah, it's brutal. I had to build a loft in my shed, and it cost me $800 in material. Standard job.
And what would that have cost you a couple of years ago, pre-COVID?
$350. Yeah, I mean, the lumber prices were. I mean, you saw this throughout construction, all the people doing home renovations and other things during COVID. But yeah, they claimed all these lumber shortages, and it just doesn't add up. Again, I got the same deal from the Christmas tree guy down here, but he knows better now. He sees me coming, and he just gives me my $20 off, and we part ways. Yeah, we always dress up the kids. We get all fancy. We put on the Christmas sweater, and it's a good haggling tactic. Because this guy's busy. He's got a million things to do, and I'm going to sit here and I'm just going to grind him down, over $5, like it's something to do. But again, the tree shortage, that's the big argument. Oh, the tree shortage are killing me on trees. Yeah. Not really my problem.
What else got you mad, Evan?
People. I think people are unnecessarily outraged lately. Like, that's another thing to do. They're sitting around with too much time on their hands, browsing the internet and just finding things to be mad about. I tell you, it's very easy to find things, but I'm mad about other people being mad.
It is the way of 2021 to just be mad about being mad.
Yeah, manufactured outrage, brother. It makes a lot of money.
It does.
Which sucks, right? I mean, that's the culture that we're in now, and that's how all these companies make money from views and clicks and all these things. So what's annoying is even if I'm scrolling through my phone, and you sometimes you have to click on these things because they're so outrageous, and then you sit there and you kind of double check yourself, and you're like, oh, I'm supporting that. So that's annoying. Because sometimes you see this hot take on the internet, and you're like, oh my god, like I can't disagree with this more, and then you click on it to see if it's real, and there's a click and there's a view. So even the stuff that you hate, you continue to support. It makes it very difficult. I don't even know what to do. Tell me what to do, Rich.
You just got to put the phone down, man. You got to focus. You just got to focus on you, man. You can't be like everybody else.
But then I wouldn't be able to play Pokemon with all my friends.
No, you just got to delete all the other apps. You can get a Pokemon app on there.
Yeah, that's true. You haven't friended me in that game, by the way. That makes me mad.
Well, I don't have no Pokemon game. What game are you talking about?
It's Pokemon Go.
I don't have that.
Sensation. Came out in 2016. Amazing.
Yeah, I don't have that on my phone.
Oh, geez, you love it. But there you go.
See?
The other thing, I know this is a sports podcast, but nobody wants to hear about other people's fantasy teams, but all my keepers got blown to itty-bitty bits, so that makes me mad, too.
Who were your keepers? Who were your keepers at that got blown up?
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, everyone's got a few leagues, but everyone has that league that they care about, right? So the one with my stepbrother and Carney, our buddy Carney in there. It's nothing crazy. It's a $100 buy-in, but it's a 2-player keeper, full PPR, no round attached to the player. So it's effectively just your first 2. So I've been hanging on to Michael Thomas for years. I had him as a rookie all the way through, and he was my little golden goose. And then he goes off and has ankle surgery in June. So he's going to miss, 6 games or something like that. So he's out. Had James Robinson. They go off and get Etienne in the play, so he's out. Cam Akers ruptures his Achilles. He's out. Josh Jacobs, they go off and bring in, what's his name? Kenyon Drake, right? Kind of blow him up. Right, so honestly, going in, it's like not like my keepers were amazing, but at least I had a few options to see which ones would break, no pun intended. And it's just, they're all gone. Yeah, now I'm sitting there with, I don't know, Pat Mahomes, J.K. Dobbins. It's just not a spot you want to be in that league, right? It's just a massive handicap to start that way. So we'll see how it goes.
Who are you looking forward to drafting this year?
I'm not looking forward to it at all.
You sound mad already about
all
your
those
draft
things
team.
happen. Yeah, once all those things happen, I'm just like, you know what? This is just whatever. Let's just show up. We'll see what happens. We'll pick some names out of a hat. I don't know, draft people based on whether I like their mascot. Fuck it. Yeah, I can't. There's too many bad breaks. I had to put the phone down, Rich.
You got to limit yourself on how long you're on the phone a day.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Appreciate you coming on, man.
All right.
And that's the
Gee,
first edition of Why You Mad.
Yeah. And now I think I've been on as many phone calls as Tom. That's good. All right, gentlemen. A pleasure.
He's something else.
Yep. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got another edition of JD's Bites and Brew for you. What you got for us today?
All right, so for today, what we did is a classic take on the sausage, onions, and peppers.
Okay.
Inspired by our friend Evan, who was just on. So, we like do it multiple ways, but the way that I like to do it best is I like to get the hot sausage, or in this case we had actually a mushroom filled chicken sausage as well, for those of you on the healthy side.
Okay.
So I do onions and peppers. I saute them for a couple minutes and I throw them in a pan.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saute the sausages just to brown them, and then toss them in that same pan, kind of mix them up, a little salt and pepper, cover them, throw them in the oven for about 30 minutes at 400 degrees, 425.
Okay.
And then uncover and then finish cooking them about 10 minutes at that same temperature, 425 or so. But yeah, pull them out, depending on whether it's a carb night or not, throw it in a hoagie roll. I like to do it with cheese, so I'll usually I'll sprinkle it with a little cheddar cheese.
Okay.
And then do like some sort of hot mustard, spicy mustard, Dijon mustard, something on top. Depending on how I'm feeling, sometimes I go with a spicy barbecue sauce too.
Oh, that sounds good.
Throw that on there, and yeah, usually get depending on how big the hoagie roll is, do one or two of those, and you're good for the night.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I know
so
we do that sometimes for barbecues.
Yeah, you can do them on the grill. I mean, obviously, you can do them on the grill, and you get that char. But there's something about just kind of setting it in the oven and not having to think about it, and then your alarm goes off half hour later, and you're ready to eat.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to. I know sometimes people do the mix. They'll do like half the oven, and then a quick, cook on the grill to get a little seared on certain sides. So.
Yep.
And what are you drinking that down with?
All right. So for today, we have a new brewery to this to the review here. Brewery is Tilted Barn. They're out of Southern Rhode Island. I believe it's Exeter. They're down in Exeter, Rhode Island. So heading down towards Narragansett that way. They recently put up forever it was this small little legit like a little shed, and they make really good beer, but it was just a tiny little shed. you get your to-go beer there. And then they started, doing some on-site drafts. So you get a draft, and I think I went there, and it was like cold out. And they have this like tiny little area you can stand inside. And then they have like a little loft upstairs, probably holds max maybe 15 people. But they kind of thrive on they have a big outdoor area. So recently, I don't know when it was, maybe the turn of the year, they opened their brand new facility, which is this massive barn. Lot of room inside for on-site consumption. Still have a lot of the outdoor stuff going on. Just a really kind of beautiful place to grab some beers on site. But what we're going with today is one I hadn't had in a while. Pale ale. It's called Peep Toad.
Okay.
Just a pale ale, 6%, just kind of your standard American pale ale, but it pours nice, very citrusy, that pineapple, grapefruit, and just a really kind of tasty pale ale. A little creamy, but really good. I mean, one of my favorites that they do. So I give it I give it about 7.5.
Oh, nice. So that's a solid one.
Yeah, it's a good beer, good place, good people.
Awesome. And that's JD's Bites and Brew. And then this week, not much on the BRRs. Just a bunch of new shows starting. So you can get into. Love is Blind is back today. So I'm sure we could binge watch that. Talk about that for next week.
Which one was that?
Love is Blind.
Oh yeah. Yep.
The Beast. They have the Beast show too on there. The one where they like disguise people as like creatures. Then they go on dates. I didn't get to that one yet. Then they got American Horror Story. That's back. I don't know if you like horror.
I like horror, but I've never really gotten into that show. I know it's the people that like watch it love it, but I don't know. I watched a few episodes of season 1 way back, and I don't know. I just had a hard time getting into it.
I mean, the best seasons are probably the first 2, I think, and then it kind of gets kind of weird.
Yeah.
The last one was okay. This one that's on now, the new one, seems like it'll be decent because it's kind of taking place in the where 1 took place. Yeah, I mean it's okay. Like not every season is the same, so it's not, they don't really correlate. So you can just pick up any season if you want. But if you do watch, I would probably just start with, like maybe 1 and 2, and probably jump around from there. Then they got the Fear Street. Those were the 3-part movie series on Netflix. It wasn't bad. It's not like a kiddie horror either. They like viciously murder people. So it's not bad. It's definitely something you guys can watch to check out. It's not like it's one of those horrors that's like not too scary and not like corny, not too corny, so to say. So it's like that in between. So it's a decent watch.
Okay.
And then they go through it's a 3-part movie, so each part goes through like a different era, showing you about like, I don't want to say the haunting, but the thing that's killing them. So you kind of get the background story of the ghost or whatever, and then you get to see different eras, because it's showing you like today, and it's showing you like the 70s and then the 60s. So overall, it's not bad.
Okay.
There's a nice little. I wish it was closer to Halloween when they released it, but to give you that close, I feel like you get a better feel for it if it's when you watch horror movies around Halloween. And then they got the Outer Banks coming back, season 2. I don't know if you checked out the first season on Netflix. I
never did. I wanted to, and then we just never got around to it.
Yeah, it's kind of like a teenage drama.
Yeah.
Kind of like I don't remember the Society show.
Yep. I like
kind of like that. Different story though. It's pretty much about these kids that live like on a certain side of town, which is like the poor side of the town.
Yep.
in their interactions with people on the richer side of town. They come to find out one of the kids, his dad was like I almost say like a hunter, but he stumbled upon like a treasure. And they kind of like trying to find the treasure. And there's people like trying to steal the treasure from him, like the location. We're talking about like millions of dollars, like $100 million or something like that. So it's kind of like Goonie-ish, so to say.
Yeah.
Kind of like a modern day Goonies, but not as many characters. But it's definitely like a teenage drama show. So it's not bad. It starts a little slow. I don't know if you could bear the teenage drama sometimes, but overall, it's a decent show.
Okay.
And then I think that's all I got. Did you guys get up on Animal Kingdom yet?
No, we didn't get to watch a lot while we were on vacation, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's caught up on the 3rd episode for the new season. So
how's the new season so far?
It's okay.
Yeah.
Not sure what direction they're going in. Being, I don't want to spoil or give anything away, but
yeah.
Based on what's happening. So
nice.
And then until next time.
Till next time.
I want to thank y'all for rocking out with your boy Rich, JD, and Tom here on the Sports Sidebar Podcast. Give y'all something to ride out on.